All right, hope you are having a great Wednesday. We are going to show you this GT Silver fully modernized classic demo truck that we are up for sale. So if you want something now, you don't want to wait, and you love GT Silver, I will walk you through this truck. Super low miles and available for delivery with no wait, and you could be driving this. And this right here is GT Silver, chrome trim. You've got the vintage stripes, polished 17-inch forged aluminum wheels, upgraded Fox coilover suspension. And then take a look at the inside here. We went with a tobacco leaf leather interior. It is an automatic, 10-speed automatic. You've got a white soft top. And check out all your details right here. This is billet aluminum for the door handle, sent to Detroit to be chromed. 33-inch tires, 285s, 70, 17. There's your adjustable Fox coilover suspension. And this beautiful teak wood. Just about every single option available is on this truck. And you can see back here just how nice this is. It's got the soft top on. It's got the soft top on over here. And I'm going to show you the soft top in action as well. You've got fully enclosed at the moment with the moonroof open. Show you how easy it is to open and close that. And all the accessories and hardware, we spared no expense. None of this is plastic. It's actually also a billet aluminum block of space grade aluminum, and then sent to Detroit to be chromed. Very, very nice piece of jewelry there. Bumpers right here, also steel, made in Detroit. These are your parking sensors and backup camera as well. And the body, this is not an old body. And the reason why you actually don't want an old body, unless you're a purist or a serious collector of some sort, is that the old bodies, not only you have to worry about rust and alignments and gaps and all that, but the biggest issue for our modern car buyer in 2026 today is that the old vehicles from the 60s, they're very narrow and they're very short. When you have a narrow, short car, the way it drives, if you're used to a Range Rover or a G-Wagon or a modern vehicle, is going to be very different than what you're used to. And there's a reason why the evolution of cars over time, over the last 50, 60 years, has been that they have gotten bigger, longer, wider, and safer. And so underneath this GT Silver truck is a 2025 modern car chassis. And the reason why that's important to you is for an investment of this size, which is a $250,000 base price, you want modern technology, you want modern safety features, you want modern car reliability, you want to be able to drive it like a normal vehicle. And therefore, underneath all of this right here, which is a classic inspired body, you have a modern car chassis, and I'll show it to you underneath here. And this is actually what your entire investment rides upon. So when you think about where you're going to go, who you're going to go with, how far you're going to go, how fast or slow you're going to go, every time you get in a vehicle, there's going to be risk. And although it's a fun purchase and you're buying something that's a toy, so to speak, this is a serious piece of equipment, and you want to know that in the event of an accident, you have every chance of survival. And a 2025 chassis compared to a 1960s restored vehicle, it is a night and day difference. So I'll walk you through that. While we're outside here, there are side impact beams inside of the doors. Not something a restoration or Restomod has. The body panels, we are actually stamped in Detroit. They're brand new and they're American made steel. It's not fiberglass or a composite or a cheap material. And we didn't stamp it overseas. We did it in Detroit to really keep that American DNA. And by stamping our own body panels, we can guarantee the lines and the gaps. Every line, every gap is going to be completely flush and measured down to the millimeter. And you don't have to worry about rust. because it's not an old body that we restored. And what you get is a wider body, a longer body, a longer chassis, a longer wheelbase. So instead of a 92-inch wheelbase, which is very short and they don't make them anymore for a reason, it's 100.4. 8 inches makes a huge difference in how it drives. Lower center of gravity, wider track width, better handling, and then you have the technology that keeps you out of trouble, like your traction control, your anti-lock brakes, and that's just outside the vehicle. When we go inside, this one here has the power steps, which is really nice. It's got the LED lights as well to light up at night. So if you are getting in your truck at night, you can see. If you have kids, if you're not super tall, your wife's not super tall, it's not that it's lifted really high, but it just makes it easier to get in and out of. So very, very popular upgrade. And this truck has just about every upgrade. And then you check out the leather work here. This is tobacco leaf, which is like a very, very dark, distressed leather paired with Alcantara. Alcantara is like a suede material that is super, super nice. You can see it right there. It's like an old couch in a man cave. And I love this color. And GT silver on the dash. Diamond stitching on the interior. And I'll show you the modern safety features. These are your airbags, 6 of them. You've got an airbag right here. You've got an airbag right here. You have an airbag right there. You've got a side curtain airbag right here. And this runs all the way down to the end. And then on the other side, you have a side seat mounted side impact airbag, which is number 4, airbag in the front passenger, number 5, airbag number 6, which is your other side curtain airbag. And if you have kids, you have grandkids, you have passengers, you ever plan to have people in the back, you're gonna want this protection. This protection goes all the way to the rear. And I point these out because we used to be in the business of restoration. And what we found was that our customers at this price point, they expected more for $250,000 base price. They didn't actually care about restoring a car, all original, numbers matching. That actually didn't matter to them. In fact, it was opposite. What they wanted was a classic inspired vehicle that has 0 compromises. And when you're used to driving a Range Rover, a G-Wagon, a Bentley, a Urus, a Rolls-Royce, it's very, very difficult to go back 60 years into time. And so by building it on a modern car chassis, it gave our clients, number 1, the driving characteristics they're used to. Wider track width, longer wheelbase, modern chassis, anti-lock brakes, traction control, and then you have additional things like pre-collision assist. Check out Cammy's Love Shack pink truck here going into test miles. So you've got pre-collision assist with emergency braking, you have LED lighting all around, and then as far as the electronics go that keep you out of trouble, you've got roll sensor and stability control. Things that, again, if you're gonna actually drive the truck and actually use it, which for that price, personally me, I wanna use the car. I don't wanna be afraid to drive it. I don't wanna have to be limited to only sunny days that are dry for a short drive and not go far. I wanna be able to drive it. You could drive this every single day. It is for sale. It is a demo vehicle with under 1,000 miles. And it's right here in our factory. This is Atlanta, Georgia, where we are handcrafting these beautiful trucks, all with our team here in the suburbs of Atlanta. And this one's up for grabs. So text or call us if you're interested. You can reach out to our team. We do take trades and we offer financing. So reach out to our team and they can give you the details, or go to vintagemodern.co, vintagemodern.co. And on the website, we just listed this truck. It will not last long. Most people don't want to wait. And so if you are the impatient type and you like GT Silver and you want something now and you don't want to have to wait or spec out a full one, you can get this truck and enjoy it, and we'll make a great deal on it too. So here she is from the front, and I will hop back inside and show you some of the other options here. So this right here has the soft top, and the soft top it doesn't flap around in the wind. This is our own custom engineered and manufactured soft top for our custom vehicle, because this body panel, this whole setup does not exist anywhere. This is our own proprietary classic inspired design. And therefore, our criteria when we had it built was we didn't want it to flap around in the wind, we didn't want it to leak, and it can't be a pain in the ass, right? So those are the three things. And we believe we accomplished all three of them because the soft tops that are available on most restorations at Restomods, they're actually very annoying based on our customer feedback and not fun to deal with. And so what we did was we took the best of both worlds right here. So you've got this moonroof. How does that work? You can be fully enclosed and you have this moonroof. This moonroof is very, very easy to use. With one hand, you could easily go from open to closed. I did that with one hand on the phone and one hand up here. And of course you can do it from the inside. So here I am inside, lifting it up, boom. And I love the moonroof function because it gives you a lot of versatility. You probably don't always want to be top down, but you also don't always want to be trapped with top up. And this gives you, within seconds, time me here, ready, go. Within seconds, you can go from open to closed, and you've got these clamps inside right here, right there. There's another one on the other side, and it is waterproof and windproof, and we water test every single one of these. And then you decide that it's nice out, and you want to get a little sun, a little breeze, you easily unclip this side and that side, and then check this out. One hand right here, open. Our clients tell us that this soft top is their favorite because it gives them that versatility, and that's with it enclosed. You can also take these off, and I'll show you what that looks like as well. So soft top, 3 modes: fully enclosed, safari mode where you remove the 3 windows, or you can go fully removed, and then you've got this option of your moonroof open, close and open, which gives you a lot of flexibility. So I'm gonna get inside here, roll up that power window. You got power door locks as well, and you have keyless entry and remote start as well, and an alarm. Over here you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, touch screen navigation, 12-inch screen, really easy to use. Down here you have dual zone climate control, which is nice. Heated seats, heated steering wheel. You've got your technology here, USB A and C. This is an automatic, it's a 10-speed automatic. All of the drivetrain, the entire vehicle, under our full warranty. Bumper to bumper, white glove warranty, which means if anything pops up after delivery, we cover everything. We come to you, you don't have to wait, and it is significantly better, in my opinion, than the other car manufacturers, because you don't have to wait, you don't have to go anywhere. We come to you, no matter where you live. But that's also a reflection of how confident we are in the product. This is not an old restoration, an old car, or a Restomod. It is sitting on a 2025 chassis. We handcrafted a classic-inspired vehicle on top of that chassis to give you the best of both worlds. And part of that, in addition to safety, is going to be modern creature comforts and technology. So you can control your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto right here. You've got Bluetooth, hands-free calling with noise canceling. You can make phone calls and have a conversation. None of this is aftermarket, it's all factory, and you have cruise control. So control the music, set your speed, and you can take this on a road trip, and I would not hesitate to take it on a road trip. I've taken it on a road trip myself personally, and I've driven it on nice days, in the snow, in the rain, torrential downpour, up a mountain, on the freeway in New York City in Times Square. And I can tell you the peace of mind and the confidence that you get when you have modern 2025, 2026 technology underneath you, inside the vehicle, and the safety features all around you. You're not gonna have to treat it like an old car. And what I found is that people today, they're far too spoiled by modern day technology and design and engineering to go back 50, 60 years in a time. And you might say, well, what about Restomods? Modern restoration. Modern restoration is better than an old restoration. We used to build them, and we built a lot of them. We built them really, really nice right here in our factory. However, they were still built on a short wheelbase. They still had the narrow track width, and they did not have any of the modern safety features. So as a company really blew up and people were ordering the vehicles and they wanted to actually drive them with families, it became very clear that the customers, they wanted more than something that looked nice, that they could drive sometimes with limitations, but not always. And again, for the price point, you're gonna wanna drive it. And so this right here is a look at your back seats. And back here you have the latch system, which is the lower anchor tether child harness system. And that makes it easy to be able to, it makes it easy for you to be able to latch in car seats and booster seats. So if you have young kids, this has a latch system. You can plug it directly in there and tether that car seat or booster seat. And then back here, you'll find that. So again, very family friendly and super focused on making sure that it's something that you can drive, you don't have to worry about. And for you moms out there, because my wife had a serious opinion about my old cars. I've had old Land Rover Defenders, old FJ40 Land Cruisers, old Broncos, H1 Hummer, and she always thought they were cool looking, but she was always concerned about the lack of safety features. So anytime I would take my kids out for a drive, she was always really worried that if something happened to us, that you don't have crumple zones underneath the sheet metal. You don't have side impact beams. When you don't have anti-lock brakes and traction control and you slam on the brakes, you make a hard stop or you lose control or it's wet, I can tell you it is not something that most people today out there are used to and can handle. And so these are the types of things you have to consider as you're looking at these restorations and restomods in our fully modernized classic. We carefully thought through, how do we reverse engineer the best experience for the modern car buyer who likes beautiful, high-end quality and doesn't want to have to compromise on the way it drives, on reliability, on safety features, on technology, and on luxury. And this GT Silver truck here with this tobacco leaf interior is a really great example and a great opportunity if you want something with super low miles and ready to go. And then while we're standing here, every vehicle that we build on our modern car chassis has this label, and this label is really important. This is our FMVSS, Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard Compliance label, meaning that we went through great lengths to test everything that we did, because there's 900 hours of surgery and handcrafted art by our team to transform a modern car chassis into a modern classic. And these are, remember, steel body panels. So how do we know that after we do all that, that it's still going to meet FMVSS compliance? No classic car, no restoration, no restomod can meet today's Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards. Think about it. They were built in the 1960s. How could they possibly pass today's standard? And even though we built this on a 2025 chassis, you still have to go through that compliance testing to ensure that everything we did still allows the safety features to work. And so not only did we go through FMVSS compliance, we crash tested the vehicle too, which is a big deal. Front crash, side and rear with crash test dummies passed all of the tests, and that gives us confidence, and it should give you confidence too, because the last thing you want to do is drive your car and then wonder what's going to happen, right? And these aren't fun things to talk about, but it's worth talking about because you're about to make a really big investment into your vehicle, and it's really important to consider that to be able to make a decision and feel confident about it. And again, whether you have family, kids, grandkids, you get in a vehicle, you're going to want all of this. So let me pop the hood for you here. And this truck is here at our factory, and it is available. And so I'm going to attempt to open this. It's kind of tricky with one hand here. So let me set this down. And so underneath the hood, you have the peace of mind of a modern 2025 drivetrain. And what this gives you is you're not going to have to worry when you push that button or turn that key if it's going to start. You're not going to have to worry if while driving you're going to have an issue and you're not going to be able to make it there. You're not going to have to worry about the squeaks and leaks and rattles and the oil drips. That's not going to happen. And what drove me to do this as a founder of this company is that I was a car fanatic. I am a car fanatic still. And I bought an old Bronco. And the history behind this is that I had had lots and lots of modern vehicles. And not just modern vehicles, I had really high-end cars. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, McLaren, AMG. And one day, I bought one of the cars on my bucket list. And that car, that truck, was an old Ford Bronco, a 1970 Ford Bronco. And I bought that thing. I was so excited. I wanted one since high school. Like a lot of you, you're watching this thinking, man, I love the old cars. They just look so good. And the thing is, I always worried about what that would actually be like because I'm not a mechanic and I have zero time to fix or worry about my car. The last thing I have time for is to get straight on the side of the road. So I always was worried about buying one and then having to deal with it. So I put it off. So I decided to buy one. I get it home and it looks really, really nice from 10 feet away. But boy, that Bronco had a lot of problems and I paid a lot of money for it too. And that was restored by a company out in California, and I got this thing. I was just so disappointed because it was late. I spent a lot of money. It showed up with problems from day zero, but it looked good from 10 feet away. So then I drive it, and I noticed a few things about old cars. It was my first old car. Number one, the steering was very loose. Number two, the ride was very harsh. It had solid axles, which is great for all you hardcore off-roaders. Hello? Crickets. Okay, so none of you are hardcore off-roaders. Got it, okay? So it had solid axles. I'm not a hardcore off-roader. I don't off-road. It didn't have independent front suspension. It had a short wheelbase down here and a narrow track width. And that thing leaked, squeaked, and rattled. And you know, when you get one of those things, you kind of justify like, oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. It's kind of part of the experience. But I'll tell you, that nostalgia wears off very quickly. And it wore off pretty quickly for my wife too, because I took my wife on a date night. And when we got there, she smelled her hair, she smelled her dress, and she said, I smell like gas. And basically said, get rid of it. And this is, you know, I spoiled my wife. She's had Range Rovers, G-Wagons, all the good stuff. And so instead of getting rid of the car, I just said to myself, you know what? I really love classic cars, but I just don't love all the problems. Can we make it better? And so it started with just fixing my old Bronco, making it better, and then we fell into restoration. When we fell into restoration, what we realized quickly was that we don't actually want it to be like it was in the 1960s. That was 60 years ago at the time, 50 years ago. What we actually want is just the look. So moved in this factory, built a team, and started building resto mods. Not this. This is not a resto mod. Resto mod could be a modern modified restoration. And we built those and they were really, really nice. But at the end of the day, they still didn't check the box for our clients. And we listened to client feedback and they said, hey, Cho, can you make it drive like my G-Wagon, like my Range Rover? And my wife wants to drive the car. I've got kids, I've got grandkids. Or even if you don't have kids or grandkids and you just want to drive it and you value the safety of your life when you go on a drive, can you give it safety features? Those are two things that you cannot change because of the platform and the geometry and the foundation. Much like remodeling an old house that's 100 years old, if you leave the foundation and the piping and all that stuff, as opposed to just building a new one, there are risks and limitations. And so the limitation we had was we couldn't make a Restomod drive like a modern car. We can make it drive better than a 1969 Bronco, but it's still not gonna drive well. And by the way, after having Land Rover Defenders and Land Cruisers and old European G-Wagons and H1 Hummer, they're all the same. They all looked cool, they all had a lot of problems, and they all drove harsh, loose, and not like my modern cars. And you don't even have to have really nice, fancy modern cars to be spoiled by modern day luxury. So we get the feedback from our clients, and it was pretty clear what they wanted. They just wanted a classic looking vehicle that drove like their modern car, Range Rover, G-Wagon, Bentayga, Urus, Cullinan, Escalade, X5, X7, all those. But they wanted the classic look, and they wanted luxury because for $250,000 plus, they didn't want something that didn't match the price tag. And so this is what we gave them. And so under the hood of this is a 2025 drivetrain. This one here has under 1,000 miles. It has every upgrade. It has the 2025 Ford 2.3 with the Roush Performance Package, intake, exhaust, and tune. It gives you a nice rumble. It gives you 330 horsepower and about 400 pound-feet of torque. There's your Roush back there. All of this right here is handcrafted by our team of amazing people here. We call them artists and engineers in Atlanta. And back here, you've got your backup camera, and you got your parking sensors. Your vintage stripes, which gives it a really, really nice look. And every truck that we build is backed by our white glove bumper to bumper warranty. And what that means is, unlike even the highest end car manufacturers, you can compare it to Ferrari, to Lamborghini, to McLaren, or even AMG, Mercedes. They do it differently. Here's how we do it. We know that you're buying this vehicle because you don't want problems. You want problems, go buy an old car. Go buy an old restoration. You're buying this because you want it all and you want no compromises. So we took the time to build it properly with great people who are passionate and committed to the mission and extremely good at what they do, with great process, which allows us to be data-driven and create a repeatable process, and great parts. A lot of the components on here are brand new, made by us, or we source them and it took a long time to properly get the right partners who can produce the level of quality that we're looking for and do it on time. Because even if you do build it well, the on-time part is critical for our customers at this price point. Birthdays, graduations, IPOs, M&A, retirement, 16th birthdays, bar mitzvahs, right? Really, really important. We've done many, many surprises. And in fact, the last month alone, I think we had like 6 or 7 where the wife surprised the husband surprised the wife, the kid surprised the dad. It's pretty cool. A business partner surprised his business partner, right? Because they had a great year, or they sold the company. We get it. You want it to be perfect, and you want it to be on time. So the care that we take, and I'll walk you through how we build these, and you can see behind the scenes, is a very, very important part, because what you're buying isn't just this vehicle. You are buying into the brand, and you're buying something which is a relationship with us. And you want to know who you're going to get in bed with, for lack of better words, right? You want to know who's going to be the contact and how they think and the philosophy and all of the methodology they use to build the product. Well, I can tell you from a warranty perspective, if anything pops up, and it doesn't matter what it is, cosmetic, mechanical, if you did it, unless you just straight up abuse the product, which has never happened, you can feel extremely confident that if anything pops up, you will call us or text us. You have a dedicated concierge. These are the LED headlights, by the way, LED lighting all around. You have a dedicated contact that knows you. They're the same person that walked you through your build, gave you updates during the process, and is our designer as well, who walks you through all of the options if you custom build one, and then walks you through the delivery and closing process as well. One call, one text, doesn't matter what time it is, doesn't matter what day of the week it is. We are extremely quick to get back to you. If we cannot handle it remotely, we will send our certified traveling technicians to your home immediately. And that's 48, 72 hours, doesn't matter where you are. And because for us, it's an obligation. And we want to make good on that obligation. And because I didn't build this business to make cars, to make money, I built it because I love cars. And it's that passion that the team has that took one guy's dream and bad experience with the old cars, that turned into a restoration side business, that turned into a rest-a-mod business here, that turned into building what our clients really wanted, which was a fully modernized classic. And in 2025, we successfully delivered over 200 vehicles, all built by us right here in Atlanta, shipped to our customers, and the responses, go Google Vintage Modern, formerly Vintage Broncos, and you'll see the reviews. Every single one of them real, and you can see the consistency in what they say. They talk about the people, they talk about the service, they talk about the craftsmanship, they talk about the quality, and those are things you can't make up. Because at the end of the day, you can do all the marketing sales you want, but you really cannot beat passion. And all of this was started purely out of love. And because I had over 50, and now at this point 60, really, really nice cars, I knew exactly what our customers wanted. And we cheated because we asked them. We said, hey, what do you think of the Restomod? How do you like the quality? What do you think about the way it drives? Because we're not afraid to get feedback, because it's the only way you improve. So we got that feedback, and although we would have loved to have heard during the Restomod days that they absolutely loved the product and everything was perfect, the feedback was craftsmanship and fit and finish, which has always been good for us. Very, very good. Service and the people, they loved. And they loved the brand, the way it looked. However, can you make it drive better? And can you give me safety features? At the point that we heard that over and over and over again from our customers, we said there's got to be a better way. And that is how we went from my old Bronco to restoration to Restomod to a fully modernized classic. And I can tell you, the customers love the vehicle, which makes me really, really happy, because I just want to do it to make myself happy and my wife happy. And I think she's far, far happier, now I know she is, with this vehicle than a restoration. And if that sounds like you and your wife and your family and your needs and what you're looking for and what you're used to, then reach out to our team. And our team, by the way, our sales and marketing team, they're always on. So you are on the West Coast, we're in Atlanta, doesn't matter. It's late at night, doesn't matter. It's the weekend, doesn't matter. We're always on. And we're here to serve. So if you want details on this GT Silver truck and you want to jump on it before it's fully out there, because we just listed it today, and you love the color combination and you're ready to go, this has under 1,000 miles, demo vehicle, every option, and this is a good one. So whoever grabs this color is going to be really, really happy. We built a GT Silver one for Ryan Tedder. Ryan Tedder, lead singer of One Republic, and multi-Grammy Award winning songwriter and producer, and my friend, great guy, has a GT Silver truck. He's had it for a long time. He actually has one of our Restomods, but GT Silver was made famous by him. It's actually a Porsche paint color, and the body work that we put into each one of these is a show quality paint job. And the paint job itself is absolutely show quality, but I really have to give credit to the team behind the scenes that does all the prep work, because the prep work is really the foundation of a great paint job, and that's hundreds of hours. And all these lines and all these gaps, it tells you a lot about who we are and how we do things. We're maniacally obsessive about the details. Even this emblem right here is made of billet aluminum. We spared no expense. Billet aluminum emblems on a vehicle, I've never even seen that before. And we even sent them to Detroit, even though we machine these emblems in Atlanta. We then ship them to Detroit, because that is where the best chromer is. And so for us, it's all about quality. It's all about delivering on our promise. It's all about being on time. And then it's all about standing behind the product if something pops up. And here's the good news. I can tell you an industry dirty secret here, that Restomod's hard to warranty because they're quirky. They have things that pop up. You probably don't have things that pop up all the time on your car, right? On your modern everyday driver. With this, we cheated because we used a 2025, 2026 chassis. Modern technology, modern parts, tier 1 parts. And therefore, the foundation of your vehicle, it wasn't like hand built by a bunch of human beings, which, although the fit and finish and the craftsmanship of this right here should be built by artists, all this stuff down here, I mean, do you know what this is? That's a lot of things that can go wrong. And therefore, having a modern 2025, 2026 chassis is an unfair advantage, because in addition to safety features, in addition to driving like a modern car, you get the modern car reliability. And trust me, modern car reliability in 2026, significantly better than a vehicle from 50, 60 years ago. That's restoration. Now you might say, well, what about the Restomods? I see all these Land Rover Defenders and other Broncos and other vehicles where they say it's a Restomod, and they say it's brand new, and they say it's new drivetrain, new everything. And those are the ones we use to build. We use to build Restomod, modern restoration, new drivetrain and everything. But the difference is that when your modern chassis underneath is built on an assembly line by a big OEM manufacturer and using tier 1 parts, which is significantly better than aftermarket parts. Tier 1 parts means that the supplier that supplied all of the parts for a big OEM, meaning like that could be Toyota, it could be GM, it could be BMW, it could be any of the big car manufacturers. To even be able to provide parts for a mass-produced vehicle for a big manufacturer, you have to be at a certain level. Tier 1 is what it's called. And those guys go through a rigorous amount of testing, and they have to be good because if any of those parts fail, they're getting charged by the hour, thousands and thousands of dollars. So the quality of a tier 1 OEM manufacturer underneath, significantly better than aftermarket. Here's why. Aftermarket means I could go build some parts, stick it on my retail store, and sell it to hobbyists, sell it to a small shop, sell it to a guy in his garage. Different standard. Now, if your entire vehicle, which is $250K plus, by the way, is not built with tier 1 parts underneath, that's your foundation. So these are the things that you should know. And I went through it all, not from a business perspective, just personally. I just am a car lover. And when I found those things out, I kept asking, how do we make it better? How do we make it better? And at the point that our automotive experts, quote unquote, that we leaned on said, well, you can't. That's the best it's going to be. We went out and found a different solution. And that solution was, let's not try to make those old cars more modern. We did it, and we did it well. But there are limitations. Instead of making an old car more modern, let's go take a modern car chassis and then painstakingly over 900 hours, custom parts, brand new steel body, stamped by us in Detroit, build a vintage classic inspired vehicle on top. And then when it comes to luxury, let's blow them away because we know what they drive. I know you got a G-Wagon, G63 AMG. I know you got a Range Rover. I know you have a Urus and a Bentayga and a Cullinan. And if you have all those, trust me, you don't want to go backwards, right? You're looking at this car because you more than likely made it in life, whatever it is you do. Maybe you shoot a basketball, or maybe you write books, or maybe you build homes, or maybe you, are an entrepreneur and build a business. You're an executive and you work your butt off. Either way, to be able to buy a car at this price point, I know you worked hard for it. And so did I, because I started with nothing. And when you start with nothing, you have an appreciation for what things cost. And to me, a $250,000, $300,000 car, that's not a small thing. That's nothing to sniff at, right? And so when we build something of that price point, it better be good, because I'm not interested in building a mediocre product. And that was why we were always in search of a better way. So let me take you behind the scenes. And before we leave this truck, GT Silver, 2025, automatic transmission, every option, tobacco leaf interior, in stock, demo vehicle, under 1,000 miles, for sale. Text or call us if you want to grab this. We have sold multiple vehicles on our live broadcast, which is pretty cool. And if you want to buy it right now, don't wait, because it's going to not last. Usually you have to wait, you have to get in the queue as a good sized waiting list, and then go spec it out and wait. You like this color, you want it now, you want to be driving it, this is an excellent option, and the specs on this are absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to show you how we do it all. So let's zip on over here. This is Cammie's truck out in Tennessee. Can't wait for her to get this. Check this out. Oh my God. Snow White on pink. Yeah. And the driving experience of the truck is like pretty phenomenal. Not only does it drive like a modern car and it's super luxurious and you have all your technology, just the reactions you get when you drive these, it's like nothing else on the road. And I have all those cars, G-Wagon, Range Rover, Urus, Cullinan. I love them. Super nice. Although some of them really surprised me on the fit and finish, the quality, as in disappointed. And typically I buy a car, if that happens, I'd be really mad. But because we're in the business of building really, really nice cars at the same price point, I actually was happy because it just showed me how incredible our team is at the craftsmanship and the fit and finish and the service too. So this right here is a Phoenician yellow truck. Let me pull my notes out here, and I will walk you through what we have here that's available. I'm going to show you some ones that are in progress as well. And this truck right here, this is Kathy's Phoenician yellow. Actually, it's 2 Phoenician yellows, so I might be confused here. But Phoenician yellow has the vintage stripes, has the snow white interior. How nice is that? So this is going through test miles, I believe, and it should be in our inspection tunnel here really soon. So every build we do, we go through rigorous testing. This right here, these are our brand new steel body panels. Galvanized steel, American made, stamped in Detroit. No company at our size or stage has ever gone to this length. That's how confident we were in what it is our customers wanted. And so to stamp these is a massive investment, and you have to know what you're doing for sure. And the benefit of owning our own molds and tooling is that we own our own supply chain. So we're not dependent on overseas stampers in Taiwan or China, which is where a lot of the aftermarket bodies are made. Most of the rest mods you see today are not even original bodies. Not that you care because you're not a collector and all that stuff, but you should know that the steel is likely not stamped in Detroit. Go do your own research. So we stamped it in Detroit. We own our own supply chain. Timing and on-time delivery is very important to us. And when you're reliant on an overseas company in Taiwan or China and you got to ship the thing, you got nothing but delays. So we own all that, and we use brand new American-made steel. When you open and shut the doors and you touch the car, you will know that that is one thick THICC vehicle, and the presence and the size of this, it'll make your G-Wagon look tiny, honestly. So this is our body prep area where we take all of these brand new panels fresh off of the stamping machines out in Detroit, and then we prep these here and we get them ready and we fit them onto the chassis. Let me show you the level of precision and how calculated we are about these details. And keep in mind, this is after it's stamped, but before we even touch the body in terms of any kind of prep. And these little guys right here, these are gap gauges that tell us down to the millimeter, what is the distance, that gap right here to here. And this is really important because if you think about the vehicle, how many lines there are, the door, the grille, the hood, all of this, it's got to line up and it has to be perfect. And old cars, by the way, are notorious for very bad lines and gaps. If you really pay attention to listings of resto mods, I don't care what the price is, it could be a $200,000, $300,000 resto mod or restoration, you can see that the lines and the gaps and the doors don't shut properly. And it's not just a cosmetic thing. In addition to it not looking right, if you have a good eye and you can see it, then you get wind noise and you get water intrusion. My guess is you don't want to drop this kind of money and have leaks inside and have wind noise inside. I bet you that would annoy you, right? It would annoy me too. And so all of this is in the prep. We fit it on the chassis. We ensure that all the lines and gaps meet our exact spec. And then we take it all back apart and we bring it to our paint facility where it goes through hundreds of hours of labor to turn it into what is an absolute show quality piece of art. So let me show you over here. Check this out here. So this is the platform and the chassis that we build on. Really important. If you're gonna spend this kind of money and you're gonna drive around with your family, you want to know that underneath it all, what you're actually physically riding on, what's touching the ground and your entire life sits on, is the absolute highest technology, highest degree of engineering, latest and greatest it can be. And that is what this chassis gives you. And I will show you over here on this truck. So this is before the body. Crumple zones built into the frame. Side impact beams inside of the doors. And then of course you get your airbags inside. This roll bar is actually functional. It is not a decorative roll bar. And what I mean by that is actually tied to the chassis. Things that are important if things don't go right. We can't plan when there's accidents, right? And you know, I gotta give my wife a shout out because like as a mom, for all you moms out there, or if you have a wife or you know, you think about your mom, she was always probably worried, right? That's their job. Their job is to worry. And of course the husband's like, nah, it'll be fine. But she was right. And when we got into the business of building cars for other people and women started wanting the car and they told me, oh, I'm gonna drive it, you know, to drop my kids off at school, or I wanna take it to our lake house or drive it to the beach house, or I'm gonna, you know, take it to the club. I really started thinking about, oh boy, so you have kids in the car, your wife's driving it, and you're used to a Range Rover and you're going to go on the freeway and you don't have anti-lock brakes, you don't have traction control, you don't have any of the side impact beams or modern safety features, and the car drives funny because it's long, short wheelbase and narrow track width, and that gave me a pause, because again, I didn't get into this to make money. And so I said to myself, I'm pretty sure that if this business and company and brand continues to grow at the rate it's growing, we're going to need to think long and hard about how we make it better. And we went to great lengths to not just make it look nice, because nice looking cars, you'll find them everywhere. Although this is a very, very nice looking and show quality paint job, Brittany Blue, by the way. And we went through testing, we went through a serious amount of engineering and compliance, and through the right people, the right processes, and the right parts, people, process, and parts, to be able to nail this to where we can build them on time to perfection. It's a big claim. What builder do you know of anything, homes, boats, cars, anything that has to be built that's able to claim it's on time and perfect? Very difficult to do, and that's not something I would normally say. But I can say it because we're 250 plus vehicles in, we've got it dialed in, we have an amazing team of artists and craftsmen who love what they do, and they've had cycles, they have muscle memory, we have data, because every single truck we build, we record data. We want to know if it's not perfect at every single station, every single day, why and how we make it better. And when you do that over and over and over, literally every single day, the vehicle advances forward if it passes inspection. That is how you build quality into the product. We are able to do that with high predictability and scalability that normally for a handcrafted 900 plus hour labor vehicle, very, very difficult to scale. So this right here is Karen and Doug's. Karen and Doug, if you're watching out in North Carolina, I don't know if it's blue because you're a Tar Heels fan, but let's just say you are. Pretty cool. So Brittany Blue, Wimbledon white on the grill, got the vintage stripes, went with a matching roll bar. And tomorrow you will see Karen and Doug's Brittany Blue truck have the interior in. And the way we go about this is that after that station is complete, all of the tasks, the TV monitors are off here, but the TV right here has every single step in the entire process broken down. They're called SOPs, Standard Operating Procedures. And without SOPs, you're basically telling your people, make it perfect and do it on time. But you have no standard, no specs, no exact timing, and no exact work instructions. So what you're really relying on if you don't have that is memory and feel. Very common in car building because people don't take the time to do it. Well, we didn't want there to be any problems, and we are gonna warranty this thing in a way where it behooves us to make sure it's perfect, because if you live in Seattle and we're in Atlanta and we ship you a truck and there's a problem, we're gonna fly there, like immediately. We don't care what it costs. We have zero budget constraints around it. And therefore, the solution isn't hire a lot of people and fly all around, it's to build it right so we don't have to. And that goes back down to SOPs. And the other thing about people too is that if you hire great people, which you have an amazing team, over 150 people who dedicate their time, their lives, and their craft to what it is we do, they are able to have a standard so they know exactly what good looks like. And I'll give you an example. So let's say this, let's go to something a little bit more important here. This hinge, right? This hinge is important, right? Holds your door. And there's safety implications here too, because we have to crash test on the side to ensure that it's still good, right? And if this bolt inside here is supposed to be 30, pound-feet of torque, and you're not doing it to spec, there's no standard operating procedures, and you're just kind of like one day it's loose and it's only 20 pounds, and one day you turn it tighter and it's 40, too tight, problem, too loose, problem. Inconsistencies multiplied over and over. But I mean, look at how many vehicles are here, right? And so you can't just guess, you can't just do by memory and feel, and we used to do that. I'm gonna be transparent about it. We used to do it when we did restoration, because no one in restoration builds it like this, right? And we went to Restima, we said, no, we want the quality to be better, and we're at a price point now that's $250,000, right? And you're selling people like LeBron James, Mark Wahlberg, Jennifer Lopez, and successful people who have earned their way in life, and they want a quality product. Well, to give them a quality product, not only the parts need to be good, not only the people need to be good, but your process must allow you to be able to actually build it on time and to spec. And so what happens is after the station is done, we have quality engineers that come in, they check every single step. And if it's a 99%, it is a fail. So if you're in school or you remember school, I don't like to think about school, but you get a 99, you've got to be pretty happy. You get a 99 here, I can tell you our people are devastated because 99% is a fail. It is literally perfect or fail. And so quality engineers come in, they audit everything to ensure, even though our people have done it a million times, that is good. If it is good, then it moves forward. We do not move these vehicles forward unless they're perfect. Because what you do is you accumulate debt. What I mean by that is a couple issues here, a couple issues there, a couple issues there, and by the time you get to the end, you're like, hey, what happened? Like, what all went wrong? You cannot inspect for quality at the end. I don't care what you're building, house, boat, plane, car, whatever. You have to build quality into the product. And if you're in manufacturing, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And we did it the hard way, guys. I want to be transparent about it. Everything we did was a process of it wasn't good enough, it wasn't good enough, it wasn't good enough. And our North Star was very simple. It's got to be perfect, mechanically, cosmetically, and it's got to be on time. So the other benefit of SOPs, standard operating procedures, is takt time. So we know exactly down to the minute how long all those tasks take, and we know exactly how long those take, and inspection, all the way through test mile, all the way to detail. And we also know how many working hours there are in every day. We know exactly how many working days there are in a month, include, holidays, or if you have weekends, all that stuff. And therefore, we can estimate with high accuracy how many we can build, when we start it, and when it'll be done. And this is important because if you built something before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Was it ever on time? It's really annoying, right? Built a house, I built boats, I built all cars, I built all kinds of stuff. All of them were late. And when you spend this kind of money and you're excited about it, because I'm pretty sure if you get one of these, you're really excited about it, you can't wait, right? And what we went through, us, right? Let's just talk about us. I'm not gonna talk about everybody else. What we went through when we were in restoration, very, very late. No SOPs, no takt time, nothing other than just work really hard, right? And all kinds of problems came up because you didn't have engineering or quality engineers, you didn't have layered audits, you didn't have process. And so at the end of the restoration, you try to figure out what all went wrong, and then you drive it for test miles. And that's why a lot of the restorations have to go for hundreds and hundreds of test miles. And by the way, if you buy a restoration and it doesn't have a lot of test miles on it, beware, because that means they didn't drive it a lot. And every time you drive it, okay, well, we got a new leak, and every time you drive it, you got a problem here, you got a problem there. It's a lot of components to come together by hand, by people with no SOPs and no quality audits, right? So therefore, to build a bill on time, you have to have a process. It's in writing, there's data, everybody knows the mission, and you have layered audits to ensure that everything is exactly the way it should be. And so I skipped around here, but I want to look at this other truck right behind Karen and Doug's. And this right here is Mac and Casey's. Mac and Casey out in California, Brittany blue, snow white interior, woven tuxedo. Does anybody know what that is? Do you know what that is? That right there is a manual transmission, a 7-speed manual transmission. Yes, you can get it in manual. They're rare, they're hard to get. You want automatic, that's what 95+% of our clients get. But if you like a manual, but you don't want an old truck manual, you want like these long shifts and like a really clunky, hard to drive, you don't want your left foot to go numb because you're pushing on an old clutch. This is a modern 2025, 2026 manual transmission. Really, really cool. Shout out to Dan, who was the first manual we built and started the trend. Okay, so you have that option. All right, so station 2 for Mac and Casey. This is going to go through a quality audit with our engineers, and if it's 100%, then it'll move forward. And this one right here is Scott's. Scott is out in California. He picked midnight blue, and Scott, I think he went with a midnight blue top, which is really cool. I haven't seen midnight blue with a midnight blue top. Really nice choice. Vintage stripes, Wimbledon white on the grill, and check out the stripe options. By the way, you want to spec out your own, you can do it right now while you're watching this. Go to vintagemodern.co, vintagemodern.co, and go to our website and click on Build Yours or Configurator. And you can pick all the colors, 30 different paint colors. when it comes to trim, you've got chrome, black, white, Wimbledon white. When it comes to top, there's 6 different options. Stripes, a whole array of them. Wheels, tons and tons of options, and lots of color configurations like the grille and the roll bar and the dash. No two are alike. You want to customize and you're into customization, knock yourself out. You got a lot of options there. 33 million, but at this point it's actually higher than that probably. And this right here is actually not ball glove. This is a different, well, actually, I'm sorry, I can't tell because it's kind of dark back here with the top on. I'll have to confirm the exact leather color. Within the leather colors, we offer 12 different ones. And within the leather itself, you have options of, it's all protected here, but diamond stitching, pleated stitching, woven tuxedo, like the Brittany blue one here, and woven matching leather too. So it doesn't have to be black and white if you don't like tuxedo. And we offer Schumacher fabrics. So if you know what Schumacher is, then you like to spend money, because Schumacher is one of the finest textile manufacturers, and they make very, very expensive, nice looking fabrics that you put in your home. If your wife likes to decorate, then I'm sorry, but she will love that, and it is very expensive. So we did that navy blue balloon white one, which I'll show you at the very end of this, with a Schumacher plaid. So a lot of options, a lot of customizations, and really, really cool. You'll never see 2 that are alike. And speaking of how rare they are, even though we build 1 per business day, about 250 for 2026, that is 1/10 of the number of Porsche GT3 RSs that you'll see out there. So if you like a Porsche GT3 RS, you know what I'm talking about. Super nice car, I really like them. They make 2,500 a year. We make 250 of these. You want something nobody else has? It's very unlikely you'll ever see another one of these. And if you do, it is very, very, very unlikely, we'll have to do the math on it, that it'll be the exact same spec, because it's very rare we even do the same spec. So there's your midnight blue. I really hope this has a midnight blue top. I'm pretty sure it does. And this is a new color for us too. So midnight blue top, we've only done it a couple times, and we'll just keep coming out with different colors and options. And let's take a peek over here at this guy. This is Phoenician yellow, which I just love this color. Dave Portnoy, he has a Phoenician yellow truck. If you're out in Nantucket, then you've probably seen him driving that around. And Nantucket Small Island, super nice guy, great friend to the company, and a very loyal customer too. He has 2 of them. So this is Phoenician yellow with ball glove on the interior, Phoenician yellow dash and roll bar, excellent choice. Wimbledon white on all the trim, including the wheels. And check out your Phoenician yellow brake calipers, which I think is really, really cool. Check that out. It's the details, right? It's all in the details. And the stripes without the red pinstripe has become very, very popular. I love the look. This is a really, really nice spec. And this truck right here just came back from test miles, and we'll be going through our inspection process, where we will inspect it yet again, even though we've done it already at every single station, to ensure that after all the test miles, that it is 100% good to go before we put it into final inspection and into detail. So again, I apologize if I got the Phoenician yellows mixed up. There's 2 of them here right now. And maybe our team can tell me which exact one this is. I believe this might be Kathy's from Florida. So let's see here. Okay, all right, so this truck will go through a very thorough inspection under our lights right here, and then it will move into our punch list station. And this right here is our midnight blue truck. I believe this is Stevens here. And this truck right here has a worn glove interior, Wimbledon white trim, has the vintage stripes with the red. And we just dropped a link to that configurator as well. So it's vintagemodern.co, vintagemodern.co, and then you can go and spec out your own. And then your best bet, you want to talk to a live person that works on our team, that can answer all your questions, talk about trade, talk about financing, talk about the build process, and walk you through the whole thing. Your best bet is to text or call us. And our team is always on and happy to walk you through that. So this is a beautiful truck here, midnight blue. Had a client come in today. He flew in from Florida. picked him up at the airport in our limo and brought him here. Had some charcuterie and champagne after the test drive. Went on a test drive with our team, checked out the factory, got to see, touch, smell, look at everything, and meet the players. And he is getting a midnight blue truck, which is going to be really, really cool. So Rick, super excited for you, and I hope you had a safe trip home. All right, so midnight blue here in our punch list station, and then tomorrow it will move into final detail. And final detail is where the rubber really starts to meet the road. And what I mean by that is after 900 hours, probably 800 and change, we then go through the entire vehicle. We have 3 or 4, depending on the day, master detailers. They each spend the entire day detailing the entire truck inside and out, and even they have standard operating procedures. Now, if any detail shop out there is watching and you actually have SOPs and you break down every single step of the detail process with tack time and specifications, I would love to see it, because in my time, I've never ever seen great SOPs like the ones we have, standard operating procedures for every single step, let alone in the detail station. It just gives you an idea again of like, we're not doing things by memory and feel. Memory and feel might work for a car or two. You want to scale, you want quality, you want to warranty that thing nationwide, worldwide, and you want to exceed customer expectations. That better be in writing, and there better be specs, and there better be something for your team to work against, because we want our people to win, and our people want to win badly. And to be able to win, you got to be able to tell them what good looks like. And it's not verbal or by memory. It is on this station right here. TV's off, sorry. And it'll break down all the details. So after detail are leads from engineering, quality, operations, production, and management come together for final sign-off. And so once it's detailed in every nook and cranny, I'm talking about, like, if you've seen Brian with a little paintbrush down in this corner trying to make it perfect, nobody's going to see that. It doesn't matter. He's an artist. They're all artists. People that work for us are either artists or engineers, and they care tremendously about the final product. And they get the mission because they've been around me for a long time. And in that time, we talk about perfection and on time. Perfection and on time, and we are maniacal about it. And so our team will come through, look at every single thing, top to bottom, inside and out, mechanically and cosmetically, and ensure that if anything is not ready to ship, then it's not going to ship. So we go through everything, we get management sign off, and then it goes into prep, and then we ship them all around the world. And the relationship doesn't end there. In that if you've ever needed anything, our philosophy is we want to make sure that you're a lifelong customer. And if we really do our job, you're going to buy a second one for your second home. That's happened. And you're going to tell your friends about it, which is happening a lot as well. All that comes from not marketing or not sales or not slogans or not, culture, things that you put on the wall. It really comes from building a quality product on time and exceeding customer expectations. So this is boxwood green, by the way. I didn't say the color. Really great color. Beautiful, beautiful spec here. And let me pull out my notes here. This truck right here is getting very, very close to completion. And this truck right here belongs to a client that will go unnamed. So I'm not gonna tell you whose it is, but this one's almost done, so if you're watching, get excited. Okay, I'm gonna take you over to a couple builds right here. And while we're doing that, I just wanna give a couple people a shout out here who just got their vehicles. AJ McLean from Backstreet Boys with that beautiful Leadfoot gray truck. He just got it. His birthday is on Friday. Happy birthday. We made it on time before your birthday. You worked hard. Very few people, very few artists can have a career that long and successful. And those guys, they've been doing it for a long time and doing it well. They're playing out at the Sphere out in Vegas. AJ, if you're watching, congratulations, man, on your success and on that beautiful truck. And the feedback that we got from AJ is that he absolutely loves it. I think he said incredible. So very, very cool. Russ, the singer. If you go to our stories or go to Russ, if you know Russ the singer, super talented guy. Musician, artist, singer, songwriter, producer, actor, author. Like seriously, he's done all these things. And Russ got his Raven Black truck. That was the one with the cognac interior. He just got it and is super excited. And shout out to Russ, just also a great guy as well. And let's see here, who else? I'm afraid, I think I can say this here. So that gift from wife to husband, it was Patty. Patty, I don't have the husband's name, but she's the one that spec'd out a truck for him as a surprise. He had no idea about it. And it was midnight blue. And the feedback we got, I didn't get to hear this one live, but he cried. You want to make a grown man cry? Build one of these. We can help you. Text or call us if you want help. But in all seriousness, the surprises are important, right? If you want to spec something out, you don't know exactly what it is to do, you don't have a lot of experience with this kind of stuff, we do it all the time, whether it's a surprise or not. We take great pride in doing so. I know we delivered a few others as well, but that's what I've got here for my notes. So this is Jared's truck. It's going to Texas. Nope, I'm sorry. This is Jared's truck up here, the Raven Black one. That's going out to Texas, and I love the spec. He went chocolate on the inside. You saw this on our Instagram recently. Raven Black trim, but he went with the polished wheels. Really, really cool contrast. Black top too. So if you like black on chrome, beautiful look. And this one right here is the macadamia metallic root beer truck. And this is a really, really good looking truck that has black trim, black top, tuxedo on the inside, all finished. These are all sitting here ready to ship, which means they're early. I'm telling you, in building things, it is almost never on time, let alone early, and with 100% quality. This is a light jade truck that we sold to our new clients out in Las Vegas, I believe, and this will be shipping out really soon. This is the one that was kind of inspired by Mark Wahlberg's build. He did light jade with snow white interior. If you can keep that white interior clean, very nice. And I love the 17-inch slotted retro wheels, which show your matching light jade brake calipers as well. So you can text or call us. The number is pinned in the comment section. It's in the title as well. And we'll tell you about what we have in stock ready to ship. And we'll also let you know how to go about the custom build process. But this right here, we did a walkthrough on, I want to say a couple of days ago. This is a one-of-one edition for sale, in stock, ready for immediate delivery. And in my opinion, you want something different, like literally nobody else has, then you get a one-of-one, because it means we'll never, ever build it again. This truck is for sale right now. It has every single option, finished in a balloon white, which is a custom Lamborghini paint job. And I think, I'll just say it because I don't think I already know, I've already done the comparison. You pull up your new 2025 Lamborghini Urus, and we will compare the paint job and the lines and the fit and finish with the gap gauge, and you'll be very surprised. I know, I have one, I checked it. Which usually would make me mad, but I'm actually pretty happy because I really care more about this than I care more about building cars now than buying cars. But it just tells you the level of precision that we go through. And it may be hard to believe. You might think, how? How's that possible? That's not possible. I don't believe that. You can't be better than Lamborghini or McLaren or AMG or McLaren or Aston Martin. But I can tell you, at the end of the day, you have to look at how they're built, right? How many they make. What's the process? They're mass-produced cars on an assembly line with robotics. Everything you see here is all skilled labor. And I don't even like to call it labor, because labor, you feel like you're like lifting, cinder blocks in the heat. This is art by artists, backed by science and process. Art and science together is what gives you this kind of level of quality repeatably and at scale too. So this truck right here, for sale, every single option. Fox coilover suspension, has a larger lift on this with 35. So you want something a little bit beefier, a little bit bigger, a little bit more aggressive. You used to like big trucks. This one's lifted and it's an absolute animal, which I just love. But I spec this myself, and I'm a big boat guy. So when you look at the specs on this, you got this beautiful metallic pearl white paint job. You have this teak wood with navy blue distressed leather. Every option, including premium sound system with a 10-inch JL subwoofer. You cannot drive this without a great sound system. It's just not allowed. Well, you can if you want to, but like 99% of people get the upgraded stereo. Every single detail, all the chrome trim, billet aluminum hardware, matching navy stripes, and then inside, I don't care what you have in your garage, you definitely don't have this. And this is just sick. Look at this. Pleated stitching, you see a lot of diamond. It's pleated. Schumacher for that Montana wool plaid. And we're about to release new plaid options as well. So if you like this combination of leather and plaid, it's pretty subtle. It's not all over the place. And I can tell you, you pull up to your ladies' lunch, carpool, country club, restaurant, wherever it is you go, your kids, when you got to pick them up, they'll beg you to drive this because it's just so different and unique. And the one-of-one edition guarantees we'll never build another one like it. So not only will you not see another one, you won't see this one ever again. And it's for sale. So text or call. You can reach out right now during the live, which has happened many times, and you can buy this right now. Put a deposit on it. We'll write the paperwork. We move quickly. Send a wire. This thing's ready to go. We'll prep it and ship it. What is today? Wednesday? Depending on where you live, you could be driving this the next few days. Every single option. Wimbledon white top. And if you're just joining us or you missed it earlier, this right here is what's underneath. Oh, what is that thing right there? G-Wagon. This right here, while we're standing right next to it, this is what you're really paying for. You want to know that if you're going to drop money on a vehicle, that foundation better be cutting-edge technology, modern engineering, and this is what gives you all the safety features underneath. And underneath this beautiful sheet metal is this, and that is what gives you the reliability, the drivability, and the peace of mind of all the safety features. You can see those side curtain airbags right there. And of course, in this truck, you can see right here, no classic car or restoration has airbags. Zero. Big deal. And this particular one, in stock now and ready to ship. So call or text us, and we'll give you details on it. It is listed on our website, vintagemodern.co, vintagemodern.co. Go to our inventory tab, and you'll see the just listed GT Silver demo available now. You'll see the balloon white truck, which I just showed you right there, in stock, available now. We've got a couple builds are in progress, and those are listed as well. And then I will end very briefly on this thing right here, which has our phone ringing nonstop. So you're a G-Wagon fan. Tomorrow, I will walk you through this truck in full and just show you how incredible this is. And if you are a G-Wagon person, you know, G550, G500, G63, Brabus, 4x4 squared, Mansory, whatever you have, this right here, another blend of classic inspired design meets modern car luxury and safety and technology. Tomorrow, full walkthrough. Get ready. Okay, all right. This truck ready to ship. Bad Santa, I will miss it because you see a lot of white and a lot of brown and a lot of interiors, but you don't see this very often. How cool is that? One-of-one edition. I met the client when he was here, I think, and no, I didn't. He's trading in his G63 2024, same color for this. He called it an upgrade and said he wanted something nobody else has. Check. All right, so that's shipping. This right here is diamond blue. Diamond blue with Wimbledon white trim. I love this stripe too, by the way. How cool is that? Worn glove for the interior. And this one has the worn glove inserts woven. Wimbledon white for the trim. And is an absolute piece of art. Let me see if I can take a sneak peek here at where it's going. Now, while we're down here, look at that. Absolutely stunning. You'll be extremely happy with the fit and finish and the quality. And you know, when we make these big claims and statements about, you know, the quality and the fit and finish and the craftsmanship, and you know, I can tell you it's not things that we say lightly. This is the direct feedback we've gotten from our customers. And I can also tell you, look at this thing. This right here is the custom paint to sample color. So in addition to the 30 paint colors, you also have the ability to invent and pick and make your own color. Paint to sample. It is an option on the configurator at vintagemodern.co. And what this client did was he sent us a small sample, physical sample of a color that he wanted. It looks like Brittany blue, but it's actually different. And we take our tools, which is like a camera basically, and we are able to take a picture of that sample, and then we mix our own paint, the highest quality paint you can buy from our partners at PPG. And then we mix out a few different samples. We send it to the client. They touch it, they have it in their hand, they can look at it in the sun, and then they approve it. So whatever color you want. It could be an old family heirloom from your great grandma and you want to honor her. It could be just you know, a color of another vehicle that you have and you want it to match. We've done that a bunch. It could be, you know, your stove. A super famous client of ours had a really expensive stove. You know which one I'm talking about. It's like 100 grand, maybe 200 grand. And she sent us a piece of it and we built that car to the exact same spec. So it's really whatever color you want. And all of that is an option and our team will execute it really, really well for you. So this is what we're used to. So this right here, we don't have a name for it yet, but it is custom. And when you do a paint to sample, again, you have something nobody else has. Really cool. And I just have to commend the client on this spec because it looks really, really awesome. This is Brian's. I think it's going to Mexico. So another international shipment that we'll be doing here. And really, really is a piece of art and a one of one due to the paint color. Great choice on the wheels too, Brian. You're gonna love this. And if you do ship this to Mexico, you'll literally be the only person in the country with it. Pretty cool. Not to brag, but hey, if you like things nobody else has, then here you go. Especially if you get to customize it. All right, real quick update. This diamond blue one, for sale. For sale, in stock, ready to ship. Going to our partner in Post Oak Motor Cars in Houston, Texas. They are a Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Lotus, and Bugatti dealer. So they're very, very high end. And this truck, unclaimed, ready to go, is sitting here because it's ready to ship. We're early again. And it'll be in Houston, Texas. If you want to buy this, reach out to Post Oak Motor Cars, or you reach out to us and we'll facilitate that deal. Again, options to where you don't have to wait if you're not the type to wait. Okay, all right. One more look at this thing. Amazing. And all right, so I will flip this around.
And walk through one of the Jewish and about the rules for edition. Only pre-transfers is for VIP, not gonna bring in 15. And we're gonna have you invite and meet our team, and we can buy the fibs of the client. Your club watch, one thing business fest, and our key, your truck, and you want to learn about the Tidge wagon, reach you sell our team, and you get your call the mortals. Okay, our hope is half